competing against one another. They all run, five brothers run for five different positions in one region. Two in one province, another two in another province in the same region, and the one in a city, all in the same region. Who do we ban?
Another complicated instance would be if one is an incumbent barangay kagawad or barangay captain, will his incumbency prohibit somebody within his running for senator? How will we deal with such situation? Because the opposition could just easily ask somebody to run for barangay kagawad to prevent his opponent from running for senator or for running for other high positions. So it will be complicated because you know how politics will play out on the ground in this kind of rules, that the rules can be misused to further entrench and further render uneven the access to public office.
Mr. Chair, I voted for regulation earlier with the assumption that it pertains to banning relatives, especially at the local and regional level. Precisely because of the discussions earlier that there has to be a distinction between national positions. And to my mind, when we say national position, as discussed also by Attorney Rohan earlier, the issue of level playing field is not as pronounced as in the local level. So to my mind, it's a non-issue as far as the local, and since we're federalizing, redefining it to include the regional level. So at the regional level, it should be a total ban. There's no simultaneous, there's no succession whatsoever. And the only reason why we can consider exception at the national level is for two reasons. One, as I've already mentioned earlier, the level playing field is not an issue at the national level. And second, at least from where I sit, I'm still looking at a desynchronized election so as to match or to complement the systemic features that we've been discussing since last week.
But the question is, who do we prohibit between two brothers running for different positions in the same locality? Who between the two do we prohibit from running, or do we prohibit both?
Toss coin. Mr. Chair, I think this is going to play into the Committee of Justice Reyes already as far as the constitutional commissions are concerned. Because there are two ways of addressing this issue. If we are already convinced that institutionalizing the political party, then the political party, in essence, is not only an extension of the government, but is a public institution in itself, and therefore can regulate also these instances. But second, if we redefine COMELEC, or the electoral administration now allows the, let's say, specification of a mechanism, whether toss coin or probably timing of filing of candidacy and so on, then that should settle the issue, unless we agree that we put it entirely in the Constitution so that there will really be no confusion.
Just an addendum, Mr. Chair. The presentation of Professor Tayaw speaks of political party being the regulator. But what if the relatives are running under different political parties? So how will we address that situation? If they're running for using different political parties and not one of them is incumbent. Yeah. That's very common also.
Attorney Arellano.
May I ask some clarification from Attorney Rowan? As I understand it now, we only have the president running for national office and being voted upon nationally. When we talk about senators and congressmen, they are voted in their respective regions and districts. So everybody is local in terms of site of elections. So where would your argument apply? Only to the president?
Only
Only
to,
one candidate?
it should be based on constituency. If we restore the national senators voted nationally, then the prohibition should not apply. Or if we go to regional senators, then the same prohibition should apply because the evil sought to be avoided is still present in the region. If we go by regional senators, then we should ban because the evil sought to be avoided is still clearly present. But in the national presidential or vice presidential derby, the evidence would show otherwise. There has been no dominance by the ruling party or by the powers that be in the electoral process. So we need to distinguish the rules because the rules has to be based on some reason, on some evidence or reason or evidence. And the evidence and reason would tend to have different applications on different levels.
Mr. Chairman.
Okay, any more, please confine the comments on that particular issue. The degree, whether second degree or third or fourth.
May I move, Mr. Chairman, that we vote?
Yeah. If we are ready to vote on the issue, we will vote.
What degree?
Yeah, please flash again the second issue. The degree of consanguinity or affinity.
To the members, the choices to be the choices available will be second, third, and fourth degree.
Mr. Chairman, it will not yet be appropriate because there are certain questions that are left hanging, whether relatives of different, whether that rule applies only to incumbents, or whether relatives running for various positions should be deemed covered. That is not yet clear. Are we voting on that? And secondly, what if the barangay captain or barangay kagawad is an incumbent? Will that prohibit a relative, whether third, fourth, or second degree, which will adopt, prohibit that relative from seeking a senatorial position?
These are the granular details. Okay, we will tackle these issues later. Yes. Yeah. Okay, we shall then vote.
Okay, we will be starting with the vote. Only the choices as given will be second, third, and fourth degree. No references to the base yet. So we'll be starting with Mr. Arthur N. Aguilar.
Fourth degree.
Prof. Eddie Mapag-Ali.
I'll go fourth degree.
How's that again? Fourth?
Fourth.
Attorney Antonio Arellano.
Fourth degree.
Attorney Pangalian M. Balindong. Dr. Virgilio Bautista.
Third.
It's third. Okay, for the record, it is third degree for Dr. Virgilio Bautista. Attorney Ferdinand M. Bocobo.
Up to second degree.
Attorney Reuben Canoy. Attorney Roan I. Libarios. Justice Antonio B. Nachura.
Second.
Attorney Susan Ubalde Ordinario.
Fourth degree.
Attorney Randolph Parcasio.
Fourth degree.
Senator Aquilino Pimentel Jr.,
Fourth degree.
Justice Bienvenido Reyes,
I would go for second degree.
Attorney Rodolfo Robles,
Fourth degree.
Attorney Victor de la Serna,
Fourth degree.
Professor Edmond Tayaw,
Second degree.
Dean Julio T. Hanky,
Second degree.
Attorney Lawrence B. Wacnang, Chief Justice Renato Espuno,
Second.
we will tabulate it. Mr. Chair, for the record, the voting result is for the second degree we have 9, for the fourth degree we have 9, and for the third degree we have 1. In that regard, Mr. Chair, may we seek guidance on whether we conduct a runoff on this?
We need a majority vote. If we don't have the majority vote, we'll have a runoff.
We will do that, Mr. Chair. Now, the body or the members are given two choices. The second and the fourth degree. This voting shall be a runoff voting, and whatever the result is, it shall be taken as the majority vote under our rules. So we will start the voting again. When I call your name, please cast your vote. Mr. Artur N. Aguilar,
Fourth degree.
Professor Eddie Mapag-Ali,
Fourth degree.
Attorney Antonio B. Arellano,
Fourth degree.
Attorney Ali Pangalian M. Balindong,
Second.
Dr. Virgilio C. Bautista, Attorney Ferdinand M. Bocobo,
Second degree.
Attorney Reuben Canoy, Attorney Roan Libarios, Justice Antonio Nachura,
Second,
Attorney Susan Ubalde Ordinario,
Fourth degree.
Attorney Randolph Parcasio,
Fourth degree.
Senator Aquilino Pimentel Jr.,
Fourth.
Justice Bienvenido Reyes,
Second degree.
Attorney Rodolfo D. Robles,
Fourth degree.
Attorney Victor de la Serna,
Fourth degree.
Professor Edmund S. Tayaw,
Second degree.
Dean Julio C. T. Hanky,
Second degree.
Attorney Lawrence B. Wacnang, Chief Justice Renato Espuno, Mr. Chair, the majority vote now is on the second degree.
Okay, we'll tackle the third issue, or do you want a health break?
Health break.
Okay, we'll have a lunch break.
Okay.
Taga na.